Okay, here we go. So this is where we're at for day, what is this, 8? Yeah, 8, I think. Okay, so painting was actually done today. Not a whole lot, and there's actually a pretty good reason why. So as I mentioned in day 7, I believe, maybe it was before that, I'm not sure. I'm using WarbossTae's Vargheist tutorial, and which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's like 2 parts, 25 minutes long each or something like that, and it's actually pretty good as far as instructionally goes. However, sadly, it's 2 years old at this point, and the paints that he uses are actually non-existent anymore, which isn't a problem. In most cases, the old paints have a parallel, right? Or at least there's a conversion chart out there. So I actually did some shopping and did some research, and as you can tell here, I've got 3 different colored Vargheist. There's a reason for that. So the base color that he uses is Keratin Granite. Now, the problem with Keratin Granite is, apparently, after doing some research and actually looking at it myself, Keratin Granite does not have a great conversion. They say actually that the Vallejo Charcoal Gray, I believe, is the equivalent for Vallejo, and that's kind of my drug of choice, is charcoal or Vallejo. However, the Charcoal Granite is not even close to the actual Keratin or charcoal. Yeah, gray is not close to Keratin Granite at all. In fact, Keratin Granite, I don't have a good example because that's part of the problem, but basically Keratin Granite is almost not even, it's supposed to be like a gray color, but it's not really straight gray. It's like, so this is straight gray. So this is kind of straight gray. This is, what is this? This is, no, it's German gray. Vallejo Model Air German gray. This one. German gray. So this one's kind of the closest one that I have to gray, and Keratin Granite actually has a little brown hue in it, which is this guy, which isn't so much gray, but it is a lighter brown. If I turn it, kind of, you can see it a little bit. It's actually kind of got a weird effect on the camera, but basically it's brown. It's a light, thin brown, but it's brown. And Keratin Granite has a brown hue to it, and it also has like a greenish, yellowish hue to it, which is kind of what I tried to do here. So basically, before I ramble on too much, basically Keratin Granite does not have a good conversion. There's a couple of colors out there, according to the conversion chart, that are close, but none of them cut it, in my opinion. So, unfortunately, I don't have a good base color. I don't have Keratin Granite. Tae, if you're watching this, I need help. Your tutorial is great, but it doesn't have the right color anymore. So Keratin Granite is out, and I'm kind of lost. As you can see, I did 3 different colors, and that's actually pretty good. I kind of like that idea because, I mean, Vargheist are, lore-wise, they're like vampires that have turned feral, but they're individual dudes that have kind of, they're feral guys, but they're still powerful. They've retained their vampire-like qualities, so each of them can be a little bit unique. So that's kind of why I decided to do the 3 different colors, kind of all together. They make a single Keratin Granite base. So I think that'll be kind of interesting. I didn't do that on purpose. Basically what I was trying to do is try to get close to Keratin Granite with one of them. So I tested on all 3, and then the base colors are just gonna stay that way, and then we'll paint on top of it. So moving on from there, the other paints actually did have decent conversion charts. So here we have the brown color. I think it was Calvin brown that he used. Yeah. And then the other ones were, let me look here. We have Talon Flesh, which is, what is it? Heavy skin tone, this one. So this is Talon Flesh, and there were 4 colors that he used. Or I'm sorry, 5. But the last one is black, which I do have. And black kind of always stays the same. We got Nuln Oil, which is the equivalent of Bedad Black. But the last color that was different was Ogre Flesh, which we actually have a decent conversion for that as well, for game color, which is heavy sienna. However, the difficulty is now that I'm not painting off of the granite base, I kind of wanted to ask the community before I went any further, which is why I haven't gone any further. What colors do you think would go best? I'm trying to go for the effect that Tae has on his tutorial, which is kind of it's almost like a cyan. It's like this kind of shade on top of like a darker flesh tone, and it kind of it comes out really cool. It's like a dark, well, this color skin basically with highlighted hair. Because it's not going to be the same without the granite, I wanted to put it out to you guys what colors that you think I should use for each of these guys, if you have any ideas. It'd be super helpful because, like I said, I'm kind of scared to just use these 3 colors now because it's not the base that I'm going off of. So yeah, that's basically, oh, I got my beer back here. Rebel IPA tonight. We drink IPAs up in the Northwest. That's what we do. Yeah, so they're based now. We've got, what colors did I actually use? So this dude, I used Middlestone, which is a model air color. I also airbrush all these, so I prefer to stay with model air just because I like to airbrush, and I'm not terribly great at thinning things down correctly yet. But I'm getting better. So, and then this guy is German Gray, this color, German Gray, and then this guy over here is Olive Drab. So those are the 3 colors that I did end up using for the bases. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go from here. Let me know. I'm trying to base it off of WarbossTae's tutorial, so I'm gonna try to stick with that same color idea, I guess, color plan, with the flesh wash at the end, the skin color, which would be typically this color, or sorry, this color. That's the skin color, so it would be basically without looking at the tutorial, it's hard to explain, but basically this would be the color of the main skin on top of a light gray, green, brown base, and then this would be highlights, and this would be the flesh wash on top of it. So if you can kind of imagine that without looking at the tutorial, yeah. So any help would be much appreciated, especially from Warboss himself. If you got any ideas for me, I'd be much obliged, because I'm lost without you, bro. I'm lost without the carrot and granite. So, all right. So that's the progress for today. Let's cut to the computer and answer the question. Okay. So for the question, I'm wearing my airbrushing hat because of that. That's why. So we'll just put that back on. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a hat in my own house. Okay, so let's look here at the Day 8. Yeah, that's right? Yeah, day 8. Question. There are many 40k role-playing games out now by Fantasy Flight Games. You get to play as an agent of the Inquisition, a rogue trader or his crew, a space marine, a chaos space marine, or a trooper in the Imperial Guard. What would you like to see Fantasy Flight Games do a role-playing game about next? As you can tell, I definitely prepared for this. I don't actually roleplay a lot. I would love to more. I've tried a couple of times and it's always fallen apart for various reasons, but I have to be honest with you. I think just off the top of my head, if I was to do a role-playing game with something in the Warhammer range, I would say that I would like to do a role-playing game, or I'd like to see one at least, take place from like the Mordheim perspective. And the reason I'm gonna say Mordheim, I don't know if that actually exists or not, so if it does, then awesome. But I'm gonna say that just because that's kind of what inspired me, that whole dark and twisted and mysterious and like really deep gothic feel was the thing that really got me inspired to start fantasy in the first place, which of course inspired my Vampire Counts army. So I'm gonna say Mordheim. That'd be cool to play like one of the factions, like a mercenary band leader, or just like a mercenary group. That would be sweet, and do kind of like a first-person role-playing game set in Mordheim during that time. So that's my answer for that. I think Mordheim, just off the top of my head. I know there's a lot. I know that there's like Death Watch and stuff like that. Fantasy Flight Games is doing crazy stuff with that. Okay, so I see that we're now at like 11 minutes. I'm terrible at making these under even 10, so I apologize for that because I know that there's like a million out there. So enough looking at my shiny face for now. That'll be it for me. Day 8.